Good day, everyone. This is Coach Reese coming at you with another great video. I'm hoping all is well with you and your family and that you're enjoying your day. Today's video is going to be very interesting. You know, the topic of the video is going to be dealing with fighting or a specific style of fighting. And I feel that this video is very important because there's nothing wrong, young people, with learning how to fight, you know. But the question is, what are you learning? What is the purpose for you learning how to fight? Now, if you learn how to fight with the purpose of defending yourself, that is a very noble and honorable thing to do. Because if you're a trained fighter, you will know not only how to defend yourself, but you may be able to help your family and help defend your family and friends as well. And I think that's awesome. But young people, if you learn how to fight, for example, if you learn how to learn kung fu or learn karate or whatever, but your main purpose is to go out here and start fights and bully people, and because you know in your heart that you know that you will probably defeat them. And just my humble opinion, young people, you're using that form of fighting in the wrong purpose, right? You should never bully people just because you have this special fighting skill of karate or kung fu. You understand what I'm saying? You only use the martial arts that you are trained to do to defend yourself and possibly help to defend your family or friends. And my humble opinion, if you learn karate or kung fu or some other form of fighting like boxing or whatever, and you master that skill of fighting for the purpose of going out in the street, starting fights and, just because you know how to, this skill, and you can bully people and you know that you're going to beat the people that you fight. To me, you learn how to fight for the wrong purpose. There's nothing wrong with being a professional boxer. If you want to learn how to box, you go to a boxing gym and have a teacher teach you how to box. And then you can utilize that skill to fight other people in a boxing ring in an organized setting. And that way, you and your opponent have an understanding that, you're simply sparring with each other. This is not a bully contest or whatever. You're simply sparring with your opponent to hopefully defeat him and win a belt or whatever that achievement is at that time. So, like I say, you fight for a purpose of only defending yourself or defending other people. That is the right way to utilize your special skill in fighting. Okay, today I'm going to start reading my letter. Well, actually, I'm not going to start reading my letter. I have three things that I want to discuss before I get started with my letter, and I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. First of all, I just wanted to let all the parents know that parental guidance is strongly suggested for this video. This video is going to be dealing with the topic of how to become a Shoalin Monk. And, some of the material in this video needs to be explained by your parents and put into the proper context. You understand what I'm saying? So parents, I encourage you to watch the video watch this video. Parents, I encourage you all to watch this video with your children. And once you conclude the video, I encourage you, your parents, to discuss, to put this video into proper context in order for you to be a good Shaolin monk. So again, parental guidance is suggested. My next point is this: do not try any of these particular martial arts moves that I discussed in this video without the guidance of a master teacher. Young people, you need to be under the guidance of a master teacher in order to do these moves safely. You know, it would break my heart for any of you guys to try to do these moves in this video without the prop and get hurt. You know, I don't want any of you guys to get hurt. You understand what I'm saying? But like I say, you need to have a master teacher in karate or Shoalin Monk or what have you to show you the proper way to do these things that I explained in this video, and to minimize to not eliminate hurting. Of course, in martial arts, you're gonna, well, in a Shaolin, if you decide to become a Shaolin monk, you are going to experience pain. But I don't want you guys to experience severe injuries, like broken bones or concussions or just things like that. Like I say, young people, you need to be under the guidance of a master teacher before you consider doing any of the karate moves or martial arts moves that I explained in this video. My last point is this. This video is dealing basically with Shaolin monks. So as a Shaolin monk, if you decide to become a Shaolin monk, young people, you're going to experience pain, okay? And your master teacher hopefully will teach you how to deal with the pain that you're going to experience, okay? But my advice to you is do not quit because you feel a little pain. What you do is, if you do feel pain or whatever, you discuss it with your master teacher and they will guide you accordingly. Either they will explain to you how to deal with it, or whatever. Like I say, when you experience pain, I encourage you all to talk to your master teacher and they will help you navigate that particular situation properly, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and start my letter for today. The title of my letter, I should say, is I Love a Good Fight. And I put in parentheses, Shoalin Monk. I love a good fight, Shoalin Monk. I put that in parentheses. I love martial arts. I remember every weekend I look forward to watching karate movies on TV. The funny thing is, I would try some of the karate moves, like chopping sticks with my hand. Sometimes that did not work out for me because I would hurt or injure my hand. I remember doing cartwheels and karate screams. I remember jumping in the air and karate kicking my friends. Yes, I thought I was going to be the next Bruce Lee. I remember wanting to learn how to backflip, but I never had enough courage to learn. Later in life, I remember taking karate lessons. I'm not sure what type of fighting he was trying to teach me, but for a moment in my life, I'm not sure what type of fighting he was trying to teach me, but for a moment in my life, I really was focused on learning how to fight. And all of this exposure to martial arts, I later focused on collecting martial arts movies. In time, I was exposed to Bruce Lee's movies. Once I saw one of his movies, I immediately became a fan. I loved Bruce Lee because he really knew how to fight. As a little boy, Bruce Lee learned Wing Chun Kung Fu. Later in life, he learned Tai Chi, boxing, and fencing. Young people, if you like fighting or want to learn martial arts, I encourage you to become a Shaolin monk. Shaolin monks practice a martial arts called Shaolin Kung Fu. Shaolin Kung Fu emphasizes both physical and mental discipline. The discipline you will learn is how to deal with pain. They may teach you how to break sticks with your stomach. Someone may repeatedly hit your stomach with a stick until it breaks. You may learn how to flip on your head. You may learn how to break a metal stick with your head. You may learn how to stand on one finger. You may learn how to poke holes in trees with your finger. You may learn how to hang from your neck on a horizontal bar. You may learn how to place your feet above your head. You may learn how to uproot a fully grown tree. The most important thing you will learn is how to love, not in a romantic sense, but they will teach you compassion and kindness towards all beings. If you are serious and focused on success, being a Shaolin monk will strengthen your mind, body, and spirit. Do not place limitations on yourself. Study and practice. Practice to achieve your goal of being a good Shaolin monk. Okay, that concludes my letter for today. And in all my letters, I touch on the topic of wisdom. I touch on the topic of critical thinking. And then I end my video with the ending statement of practice. So I'm going to go ahead and discuss my 3 points on wisdom, I should say. Point number 1, wise people are good listeners. Point number 2, wise people have the thirst and desire to learn good knowledge and spiritual knowledge. Young people, point number 2 is very important. Point number 3, wise people have the courage to teach their wisdom. Wise people have the courage to teach their wisdom. So young people, I encourage you all to do your research on the topic of wisdom. And I pray that you all will pursue wisdom with the utmost seriousness. Young people, if you pursue wisdom with the utmost seriousness, it will benefit your life in the long run. I have a statement dealing with critical thinking, and it goes like this. Always be a critical thinker, young people, especially when making big decisions. Always be a critical thinker, young people, especially when making big decisions. So young people, I encourage you all to discuss the topic of critical thinking with your parents. And your parents will help you navigate the differences between making big decisions and minor decisions. And young people, I also encourage you to do your research on the topic of critical thinking. Young people, it's just my humble belief that the sooner you become a critical thinker, the better off you'll be, and it'll benefit you in the long run. I have an ending statement of practice, young people, and it goes like this. I love you. I want the best for you. I want you to practice using love and wisdom in all that you do. Life is a game that you must learn how to play. Practicing love and wisdom with your family, friends, and loved ones creates a powerful team. Love conquers all, young people, even if you feel defeated. So young people, I encourage you all to keep loving and keep growing and gaining in wisdom, and God will bless you in a mighty way. I encourage you all to hit the thumbs up on this video. I encourage you all to share this video with family, friends, and loved ones. And I encourage you all to subscribe to my channel. At the end of the day, young people, I want you to accomplish all your goals and dreams in life. And I want you to be the best person that you possibly can be every single day of your life, That is also very important, young people. I have one more negative wisdom before I officially conclude this video, and it goes like this. Don't ever think that you're better than anyone else, young people, but rather think of yourself as just as good as anyone else. Humility is a vital key to a successful life. Okay, young people, I'm going to officially conclude this video by saying this. May God bless you and may God keep you until we meet again.